Hi everyone, this is Miss Candy. Today we are going to read a story called Will You Be My Friend? This is a story about making friends. So do you have a good friend? Who is he or she? I think you have a good friend or some friends in your mind now, right? So why do you become friends? Maybe we can listen to a song about what makes a good friend before we learn the words in the story.
What makes a good friend? 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 A good friend is kind. A good friend is helpful. A good friend is caring. A good friend is respectful. What makes a good friend? 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 Good friend says nice things. A good friend is a good listener. A good friend shares. A good friend takes turns. What makes a good friend? 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 Good friend lets everybody play. A good friend smiles. A good friend looks after others. A good friend uses their manners. What makes a good friend? 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 I can be a good friend. I can be a good friend. You can be a good friend. You can be a good friend. We can be good friends. We can be good friends. We can be good friends. We can be good friends.
Do you like this song? After listening to the song, we can learn some words before we read the story. The first one here is puddle. Puddle. It is a small pool on the ground, especially from rain. You can look at the picture here. Especially after raining, you usually see some puddles on the ground. And then next one here is stare. Stare. That means you look for a long time with your eyes wide open, especially when you feel surprised, frightened, or when you are thinking. You stare at something, like the boy in this picture. Then skip. Okay, skip. That means you move lightly and quickly. You make a small jump after each step. Skip. And then here is the verb race. Race. That means you compete in a race. In a competition like this, you run in a race. And then heather. Heather. So this is a low spreading bush, usually with small pink, purple, or white flowers. You can see them on hills. And then this is chase. Chase. So you look at the animation here, you can see Tom and Jerry, right? Tom is chasing Jerry. The cat is chasing the mouse. That means you hurry after someone or after something because you want to catch him or her or it. Then dig a hole. Dig a hole. just like the dog. The dog is digging a hole. And this is hide and seek. It's a children's game. Have you ever played this game before? Usually in a park. So it is a group of children. They will find somewhere to hide and make sure no one can see them. And then one child, just like the girl here in front of the tree, she has to cover her eyes and count down from 10 to 0. And after that, she has to go to look for her friends or to find them. And then this one, smile. Smile. So this is a happy or friendly expression on your face, right? And then in the story, there are 3 characters. They are called hares. They look like this. Maybe you have a question. Why don't we call them rabbits? Okay, so they are not rabbits. Rabbits looks like this. Okay, so what's the difference between hares and rabbits? I think if you have watched my video on Guess How Much I Love You, you'll know. But now maybe we have some new audience here. So I'm going to explain it to you again. So hares, they are bigger with longer ears. They are different from rabbits. Okay, remember in this story, the characters are hares, but not rabbits. So it's almost the time for us to read the story. Let's look at the book cover here. Will you be my friend? What is it? I like asking you this question, right? Because I want you to know that this is the book title of the book. This is the book's name. And then, who is Sam Bradley? Yes, he is the writer, or we can say author of this book, the one who writes the story. And then here, illustrated by Anita Jerem. So she is the illustrator. Okay, so there are 2 characters here in the book. Do you remember who they are? Yes, you find them familiar to you, right? Because they also appear in the book Guess How Much I Love You. So this one on the left hand side, he is called Big Nut Brown Hare. And then the small hare here is called Little Nut Brown Hare. Okay, so in the story, you can see them as well. And now it's time for us to read the story together. I read it slowly because I want you to read after me. Are you ready? Okay, let's start. Little Nut Brown Hare wanted to play, but there was much to be done, and Big Nut Brown Hare was very busy. So, can Big Nut Brown Hare play with Little Nut Brown Hare? No, because Big Nut Brown Hare was very busy, right? Can I go and play by myself? Asked Little Nut Brown Hare. Well, yes, said Big Nut Brown Hare, but don't go too far. I won't, said Little Nut Brown Hare, and off he hopped to explore on his own. Soon he discovered a puddle. There was another hare in the puddle, staring up at him. That's all it did. It just stared. You are only another me, said Little Nut Brown Hare. He poked the puddle with his ears and skipped on down the path. I have a question. Can the puddle be Little Nut Brown Hare's friend? No, of course not. That's just his own reflection in the puddle. So Little Nut Brown Hare is going to find another friend to play with. Then Little Nut Brown Hare spotted his shadow. There it was, on the ground, quite still. Here, I'll raise you, said Little Nut Brown Hare. Up and away he went, but of course his shadow went too, and just as quickly. You are only another me, thought Little Nut Brown Hare. So can the shadow be Little Nut Brown Hare's friend? No, of course not. The shadow can't play with him, right? It just goes as fast as Little Nut Brown Hare. So the shadow is not Little Nut Brown Hare's friend. Still exploring, Little Nut Brown Hare soon came to Cloudy Mountain. What a surprise he found there in the heather! Someone was looking straight at him. Someone real. Hello, said Little Nut Brown Hare. My name is Tips, said the Cloudy Mountain Hare. Will you be my friend? Do you want to play? Yes, thought Little Nut Brown Hare. I do want to play. They chased each other through the heather. They dug a deep hole and built a pile high. They had tremendous fun together. Then they raced up Cloudy Mountain for a game of hide and seek. Tips lay down low in the heather and waited. Little Nut Brown Hare hid among the rocks and he waited. He was sure that his friend would come looking for him. He waited for ages until it was time to go home, but Tips didn't come. Where, he wondered, was his friend Tips? Would he see her again? He didn't know. So what would you do if you were Little Nut Brown Hare? Would you keep on waiting for your friend to find you? Or would you go home now? Let's see what happened next. Big Nut Brown Hare was pleased to see Little Nut Brown Hare come home. And how did your exploring go? He asked. Good. It was good exploring, said Little Nut Brown Hare. And then, close by, they heard a noise. Was someone coming? Look at here, can you see? Who is she? It's a little snow hare, said Big Nut Brown Hare. Now, where on earth did she come from? Little Nut Brown Hare smiled. He knew. She's from Cloudy Mountain. Her name is Tips, and she's my friend. So this is the end of the story. Do you like this book? You can say, yes, I like it, or no, I don't like it. Miss Candy loves asking you this question because I want to know what you think about the book. Please leave your comments under this video. And of course, for me, I love it. That's why I share this book with you and then I read it with you. Because it's a story about friendship, right? You can't play on your own. You can't play with the puddle and then play with the shadow all the time. You have to find a friend and then you play with them. And then it's quiz time now. Do you remember? Okay, question number 1. What did Little Nut Brown Hare play with at first? Give your hints. Yes, Little Nut Brown Hare played with the muddle first. But then, did he want to play with the muddle? Okay, no, because he said, you are only another me, not a real friend. Okay, what did Little Nut Brown Hare play with next? Yes, What is it? Do you remember? A shadow. Okay. And then little nut brown hare played with a shadow, his own shadow. But then, did little nut brown hare happy with it? No, because that's just a shadow, not a real friend. Okay. Who did little nut brown hare play with at last? His real friend. He could find his real friend at last, right? Okay, who is she? Yes, the cloudy mountain hare. What is her name? Yes, you're right, Tips. She is called Tips, and then she is little nut brown hare's friend. And so I have a question. What do you like doing with your friends? Okay, maybe you can say, I like playing video games with my friends. Or, I like playing football with my friends. Okay, I just wonder, anybody likes doing this activity with your friends? What is it? Okay, very good. Okay, you can say I like going cycling with my friends, or I like reading with my friends. Or can you think of other things you like doing with your friends? Maybe you can recall your memory when you go to school. What do you do with your friends? And before we end today's lesson, I have an activity for you. I want you to take out a piece of paper and your color pencils, or something you can draw. I want you to draw a picture of you and your friends doing something fun. And then you can write down here what you like doing with your friends. Maybe you can take a few seconds to think about it. And then when you are not ready, you can pause the video, and if you're ready, you can now draw a picture. So for me, okay, I would draw something like this. Okay, this is just an example for Miss Candy. Okay, because I like singing with my friends, so I will draw a picture like this. And then after you finish your drawing, you can share with your daddy, mommy, or your brother or sister, and even your friends. So I know now you stay at home, you feel so bored, right? Maybe you can make a call to your friends and then you can talk with them. I think it's almost the time for today, but before we end today's lesson, I want to introduce this website for you. So this is the official website of Guess How Much I Love You. So if you have watched my video on this book, you will know it. You remember, right? And then because this book, Will You Be My Friend, is also written by the same author and then illustrated by the same illustrator, Samuel Bradley and Anita Jerome. So you can also go to this website. Here, you can click on the activities part. You can see a lot of activities of these two books, Guess How Much I Love You and Will You Be My Friend. Like this. Okay, there are a lot of activities, like you can make your own hair ears, or you can draw and color the pictures. And even you can play the games like joining the dots and the maze. Like this. So if you want to find something related to this book, you can download the activity kits for this book. So you can find some worksheets like this about you. Write down something, and then you can also play the game word search, and then the maze here, and some coloring activity. And then finally you can even print them out and then make the friendship cards. And this is the end of today. I hope you enjoyed today's story, and thank you for watching my video. See you!